Start. Hello, physical geology students. This is your lab for this week. Here I am sitting on the floor for you. We're going to look at 20 different minerals, and usually it's a lot easier because I'd be there by your side trying to help you. But what I'm going to try and do is, what we're going to try and do, you and I are going to try and do, is we're going to try and figure out which minerals which. I gave you a list of the 20 different minerals. You need to figure out the color of the minerals. You need to figure out the luster. Is it metallic or non-metallic? Does it have cleavage, yes or no? If it doesn't have cleavage, it has fracture. You need to figure out streak if you need to, and other special properties to identify these 20 minerals. So let's try and do that today. Let's take a look here. I'm going to rotate this camera down, and you can see the 20 different minerals. This is mineral number 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see if I can. There's number 5 right here, 6, all the way to 20. Here's the 20 different minerals that we need to identify for our lab this week. I also made a whole bunch of videos so you can understand what cleavage and hardness is all about. If it does, and I gave you hints about those 20 minerals. Let's work through these one at a time together. And so the first mineral I'm going to show you is number 1. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you from all different angles. On your answer sheet, you need to write the number 1 down for mineral number 1. So let's go to that answer sheet so I can show you how that works. And so your answer sheet is going to look like this. Oops, a daisy. Let's see. Okay, so your answer sheet's going to look like this. Sample number 1. What color is this mineral? Well, this is what color is it? Write down the color. Okay. Does it have cleavage? Yes or no? Now look at this real careful. Does it break in a predictable way? I'll give you the answer for the first one. But you think about it in your own mind. Do you see any flat planes where it could break? See that flat plane right there? That has good cleavage. So I would write yes for that. Hardness. Okay. Hardness. The hardness of mineral number 1. I'm going to rub it against this glass plate and see if it scratches this plate. And you can see it made that big scratch on it. So it's harder than glass. That means it has a hardness of more than 6.5. Does this look like a metallic mineral or a non-metallic mineral? I've never seen a metal that looks like this. This doesn't look like a metal. The color's wrong. So it's a non-metallic luster. And you'd write that down here. What special properties do we have for this mineral? Well, does light pass through it? No, it does not pass through it. So for mineral sample number 1, it's opaque. Now you need to go through your chart in your book. Go to your lab manual. Hang on, let me get the lab manual here. Anyway, I don't have the lab manual here, but go in your lab manual and there's a bunch of charts there. And let me go in the other room. I'll be right back. Oh well. I can't find my stupid lab manual. But go in your lab manual, and there's charts that'll show you dark colored non-metallic minerals, light colored non-metallic minerals, and they'll have another chart of metallic minerals. And this is a light colored non-metallic mineral, so it's one of those minerals, and it's one of the 20 minerals that you have on your list. Let's go to number 2 here. So we're going to go to number 2 right here. I'm going to give you a few hints about it. You can figure out the color yourself. It's black, isn't it? Does it have cleavage? Is it non-metallic? I'll give you a hint on this one. It scratches glass. See, it made another scratch. And so it's harder than glass. It's harder than 6.5. It's opaque. What mineral is this one out of the 20 that you have on your list? When the actual, oh, look at that, beautiful lines of breakage on it. Flat breakage, that's cleavage. Now, when the quiz comes around, you're going to get actual samples to figure out. But now we're going to move on to sample number 3, right here. Sample number 3. It's translucent. What color is it? I'm not going to give that. You can see it unless you're colorblind what color that is. Write it down. Give you a few other hints about this mineral. This mineral does not scratch glass. It's softer, or it's lower than 6.5 in hardness, and I can't scratch it with my fingernail. I cannot scratch it with my fingernail. So it's between 2.5 and 6.5 in hardness. Look at those flat planes of breakage there. See if you hit this mineral right here, it would break along these flat planes. Mineral number 4. Take a good close look at it. Kind of looks pearly in a way. It's very soft. It's very, very soft. And let me just show you something. Look on the floor here. I can scratch this mineral with my fingernail. I made a white powder. See that white powder? It's also called baby powder. That's sample number 4. Try and fill out the chart with sample number 4. Right here, sample number 4. Now we're going to move on to number 5, right over here. This mineral right here. Try and fill out the chart for this. This breaks really well here. You can see those lines of breakage right there. See how it would break? It'd break this way, and it would break that way. Another thing about this mineral is light passes through it. Another thing about this mineral is it does not scratch glass. It does not scratch this piece of glass. And I can't scratch it with my fingernail. That should give you the numbers you need for hardness. And the big thing about this mineral here is that if I take a bottle of hydrochloric acid and drop it on it, do you see how it bubbles? It reacts very strongly. See those bubbles? Now, before I go on to number 6 through 20, notice that there's a whole bunch of minerals here that are white or clear in color, right? So you can't just take a photograph or look at photographs on Google and figure out what these are. You have to look at all these properties to identify the minerals. Some minerals come in different colors too. Most of them do. So you can't just look at this video or look at photographs of minerals and figure these out. You have to note all the things that we've been looking at. Mineral number 6 right here. Let's take a look at it. Do you see flat planes of breakage on it? You see a predictable way it's going to break? You see a flat planes here? You got the color. And I'm going to rub it against this white plate here. Gives you a dark gray streak. It's very heavy for its size. That means it has a high specific gravity. Try and fill out that chart and figure out what this one is. Dark gray in color. Mineral number 7. Does that have good cleavage? If you can't tell by now, you don't understand cleavage. Does it break off in flat planes? It's a very weak mineral. I could break it apart with my fingers if I want to, but I won't because I don't want to destroy the sample. But take my word for it, this is weak. I could break it apart, and it'll break apart in flat planes. Note its color. This is number 7. I'll give you a few other hints about this mineral. It does not scratch glass. Mineral number 8, right here. Number 8. What color is it? It's got 12 sides. It's a 12-sided crystal. It scratches glass. That means it's harder than 6.5. Mineral number 8. When the quiz comes around, don't forget, this mineral comes in different colors. It might not be this color, but they always grow into 12-sided crystals. Number 9. What stands out in your mind's eye for about number 9? The color, maybe. Write down the color. Does it look like a metal or non-metal? Number 9. This is one of the few minerals that's always one color. Number 9. Number 10. Mineral number 10. You see flat planes of breakage there? You can see them in lines on this side here. Color helps with this mineral. What color is it? It scratches glass. Does light pass through it? Notice that if I rub it against a plate, it gives a white streak. And that's a big hint because metallic minerals leave dark colored streaks. Non-metallic minerals leave light colored streaks. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of angles here of number 10. See how that light flashes on that flat plane there? That's cleavage. Mineral number 11, right here. This is mineral number 11. I don't see any flat places where it's going to break flat. Do you? Do you? I mean, so does it have cleavage? I'm going to teach you a word in French. Non. It scratches glass. Does scratch glass. So it's harder than 6.5. No cleavage. Mineral number 12, right here. Mineral number 12 is right here. Does that look like a metal to you or a non-metal? Metals are usually shiny. One way you can tell for sure is rub it against a white plate. Does it give you a dark streak? If it gives you a dark streak, it's always a metal. It's heavy for its size too. Put a magnet up to it. sticks to it. It's magnetic. Only metals are magnetic. Not all metals are magnetic, but if it does stick to a magnet, it's definitely magnetic. It's metal. And it scratches glass. Mineral number 13. Look at this opaque mineral. Do you see any cleavage here? You should know by now if you see flat planes or if you don't see flat planes. Mineral number 13. Does it look like a metal or not? If you're not sure, rub it against the plate. Gives you a white streak. Mineral number 13. Now, I didn't do hardness tests on all these minerals, but I did for some of them. Once you identify the minerals, you can get the hardness and fill out those parts of the chart that I didn't cover in this video. Mineral number 14. Another, well, is this translucent or opaque, this mineral? You see flat planes where this mineral would break? See any flat planes there? See any planes of weakness that are flat? I can see one right here. This mineral will not scratch glass. It has a hardness of less than 6.5. I can't scratch it with my fingernail. I cannot scratch it with my fingernail. This is number 14. Number 15. Kind of looks the same, doesn't it? It's clear. But there's a difference in this one, number 15. Because I could scratch it with my fingernail. See, I just made that little scratch right here. That means it's softer than 2.5. It's also translucent. You see flat planes where it would break? You see any flat planes where it would break? Any lines going through it that are straight? Number 16. This mineral here, that doesn't look like anything else that you've seen so far, does it? Color really stands out. Number 16. Let's rub it against a plate and see what we get. Let's see if we get. Look at the streak. This one down here. It's blue or green. More like a light blue. It gives you a blue or black or gray streak. It's always a metal. So this is some kind of metal. You tell me, do you see cleavage in this or not? Number 17. Looks like this. Now remember, if you just try and use photographs or Google this, you're not going to get it right on the test. This is number 17, and this is number 12. They look the same, don't they? Don't they look the same? This one, number 17, is different, though. Even though it is also shiny. When we rub it against a white plate and look at the streak, it gives a reddish-brown color instead of a gray color. Also, this mineral here is not magnetic. It's not magnetic. The magnet didn't stick to it. Number 17. Number 18. I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels sort of greasy. Feels kind of greasy. Look, here's a big hint for you about number 18. Watch this. I can write with it. I just wrote on it with it, like a pencil. Number 18. So it's very soft, this mineral. If I could write on paper, it's soft. Number 19. Number 19. You see any flat planes here where it could break? Maybe in sheets. Note the color. It's very light and it's very weak. It will not scratch glass. Will not scratch glass. Last but not least is number 20. What precious metal might you confuse this with? Rub it against a white plate. Gives you a black streak. Gives you a black streak. Number 20. That's mineral number 20. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you got 20 minerals here. You got 20 minerals here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. all the way down to 20 over here. Now, how are you going to do this? Watch the videos that I've made about minerals. Learn about, some of the videos showed you about cleavage and hardness and luster. Look through your lab manual. For each mineral, there's charts in your lab manual. It'll say light colored. Go search through your lab manual. I don't know the pages here because I can't find my lab manual right now. But look and see if it's a light colored non-metallic minerals. There's a chart of those. There's the dark colored non-metallic minerals. And then there's another chart with metallic minerals in your lab manual. Look through those to try and figure out which is which out of these 20. If it's not on one of those 3 charts, I think only one is not on those 3 charts, you can go, there's a list of all the different minerals in that chapter. So look through your lab manual. If you get a chance, go onto Amazon or eBay and get a Rock and Minerals book for the rest of the semester. You can get one for $6 or $7, and that might help you as well. You don't have to get this exact one, but get one if you can. It's only $6 or $7. And also, if you don't, when you're looking at these 20 minerals here, you could set up a Zoom call with me if you're having problems in figuring out these minerals or filling out the chart, or you could text me. So that's it for today.